Alive at 9 a.m. We are, or whatever time it is in your local neck of the woods. 7 o'clock in Utah. And Abe's changed his hair color. It was so funny. You were locked up for a minute. It was like you were going, hello, look at my hair color. It was awesome. So Michelle is rocking over there. Everybody get hooked up. Everybody wiggle. And I came on later. Recommit to being on time. And I like the uniform. I feel like we're really being official here today. Awesome. I have my uniform. This is what most people, if they ever see me, when I work in work shirts, right? But people go, where, you don't have a Hawaiian shirt on. It's invisible. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So everybody straight. It's fun. Everybody comes on and straightens their hair. And just so you know, I'm jealous because hair today gone to Maui. Anyway, it's all good. Okay, so I was laughing I was going to say my butt off, but I still have my butt. I'm preparing for the day, a little intuitive, just like letting it happen. And then this is so funny. Anyway, so I'm going, I think what we'll do is talk about how to use SBLT for project management or whatever. And so as I'm thinking about that, I realized that my body is doing something about my own project management. So I start to laugh going, oh, this and this and this. And so I start to laugh going, yeah, that's really funny. I better remember what those were. And then there's more going on. And I'm laughing more, going, oh, I didn't even notice it. I was doing it automatically and I'm laughing even more. And then pretty soon I'm going, oh yeah, what I'll do is I'll present and I'm scratching underneath my knee and then I'm going up here and then I'm going, oh my gosh, if you could have been with me this morning, it was eventually I got to the point where my body language and my consciousness had merged. So my body language wasn't getting me to think something. It was just in harmony with all the reboots that were going on. I'm going to demonstrate this with you. So I'm going to this is pretty sacred stuff. Yes or no? This is your great inner self, mine too, communicating with us. How many are thrilled to let the world know what your inner thoughts are? No one? I want to get it. Everything room. No. No. Well, do you get how pure you got to be able to read this stuff? I'm going to get that. So even now, how many have seen somebody talking and going, I really love something? Their heads going, no. How many going, no, they don't. They really don't. Come on. I have. Anyone? Or how many have had somebody have going on in body language and you go, I know what that is. Anyone? Or how many have started to use this to evaluate other people? Well, you've gone to hell. No, just kidding. Judgment is mine, saith our creator. So here's what I don't even think I'm going to say it differently. My spiritually sponsored path, that's clean for me, had me. It's not like my little self did it. I was involved, but I know it was by grace that I did anything of any spiritual thing was by grace. So body language for me did not happen in my waking up until I had I ignite the Christ within all I contact as a decree that I started to live. I relaxed for the first time. The scriptural statement, if you see a twig in your brother's eye, reading eyes, that's what I did again for 50 years. If you see a twig in your brother's eye, take the log or beam out of your own. I just sat with that. I'm still sitting with it. Ultimately, it was just like I was taught in iridology how to see what's wrong. And it can be extraordinarily accurate and completely off course. So I was like, finally people would come in. I'm just to give you a little history. People come into my office for me to read their eyes. It was back in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And I could watch them walk through the parking lot, walk back out and like kind of slumped over, ashen gray, holding their kidney or whatever, because I read that. And I only did that for a short period of time going, I'm not doing that. And I could say I was really spiritually evolved, but mostly it was just emotionally like, that's just more of the same prognosis or proctologist. No, just prognosis. That's the one. So I started, instead of telling them what I saw that could be a deficiency, I started to ask them questions by grace, really. It wasn't that I had all this figured out. It just, if you got to be with me, it was like, I don't like when they walk in and they walk out and they're not as happy as when they came in. I just didn't like that. So I started asking questions, and the questions revealed all kinds of stuff. Now, again, this is a progression of many, many years, tens of thousands of people. So you get that, like when I tell you top of the hand is others, bottom of the hand is self. Top, anything on the outside is others, anything on the inside is self. When I woke that up, my world changed dramatically because I had more exactness to languaging. So do you get, I'm systematizing this for you. I'm rolling this out for you in a system, and I'm going to jump to where I started going. And this decree that I share frequently is that, again, I read this, I'm going to guess 50 years ago, 51 years ago, something like that. And it's an I am decree. So it goes, mighty I am present, seize possession of my eyes. This is what I'm reading, eyes, right? Seize possession of my eyes, make my eyes, make them see and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained. I relaxed. It was 2 times. One is I ignite the Christ within all I contact. I relaxed the first time. Second time, mighty I am present, seize possession of my eyes, make my eyes, make them see and visualize, make them see and visualize only your perfection, forever self-sustained. Now, for some glorious, wonderful reason, can you imagine those decrees? I didn't just give them once. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy that's like, if I'm walking the planet, I'm doing decrees, seeing perfection. God's doing presence and power acting here. I choose to make this fun and easy. I'm the light of God that's always victorious. I got thousands and thousands. Don't read My Word Made Flesh. You'll get all those decrees I have used in interacting with people, reading eyes, etc. And they worked. Every decree in there wasn't a new one in there. Every decree in that book, the Conscious Language Decrees, worked. They changed the person. The person lit up, and the person is saying, I might be voting their victory, but the individual speaking those words, feeling the meaning in each word deeply enough, changed where they were. The symptom goes away, that kind of stuff. So now, how many get, okay. As we wake up body language, and this is for everybody online, anyone that ever watches this in the future, be a stickler for seeing perfection. Please, 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 because the rest can come, your own as well. How many of you have had a body language that you were embarrassed about? Raise your hand if you have. Me too. I'm not going to make that wrong. That embarrassment, everyone will have to forgive and love and see only perfection in ourselves. And when we can see perfection in ourselves, it's the only time we can see perfection in others. Now, how many go, oh, you're really? Holy it. How many get, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do this for me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to see perfection in me. Sit in front of a mirror. I used to do mirror work. And I would sit until God was seeing God in my eyes. And it was pretty freaky. I got to tell you that. How many I'm not talking half an hour. How many of you ever sat in the mirror going, I don't like what I see? Anyone? Come on now. How many take your mirrors down, cover them up? Come on. This is the temple of the Most High Living God. How many walk by the mirror nude going, I don't see it? Anyone? How many know then our physical form, the shape that we are now, is a perfect manifestation of our thought, word, and feeling patterns? A pear, if you're the shape of a pear, apparently. That's humorous, hopefully. All right, so now do you get, all right, for me, I read myself this morning. I was thinking, well, what we're going to do in the class, we're going to do it today. My body was already telling me my project management movement. So when I got what I was doing, I started laughing. thinking I'll be able to share this, but my body kept doing more. I just remember more stuff. And then I went, oh yeah, I mean, I'm to keep doing it. And I thought I'm going to even share that. And then my body was even doing more stuff until I finally let go of the need to remember what move so I could tell everybody what it was. And I started to contemplate my miracle projects manifested and the things to do, agree to, clear, upgrade, communicate, which was going on until my consciousness was at the speed of my body language. What? Anyone? How many are going, you mean I can speed up to the velocity of love where I'm aware in harmony and synchronization to what my body language is saying, so I don't have to go in memory, like video myself and then go, wow, what was going on there? And how many of you are speeding up now? Let's talk. Anyone? How many are speeding up? Like so many, the room's not enough movement, kids. No, we're going to have a little more bobbleheads. Yes, we're going to, because otherwise this is what bobblehead isn't. So now how many are speeding up? How many have, come on, how many thought I did. How many thought my screen froze? Anyone? I've done that many times and they go, oh, I think Bob's screen. No, I'm messing with you or me. So now let's start again. So body language is sacred. Claudia, hello. I was doing that too. Hello, raking across the antenna of the eyebrow. Yes. Pulling off old ways we've seen or been seen in life. Seen or been seen or seeing or whatever it is. So now, how many get how amazing life is? How many are getting that? Anyone? How many are going, oh, it's more than I thought? Somebody can do another one, dark fields, live cell analysis of dark field. There are individuals who can read the same stuff I'm reading in the different systems I use just by looking at the live cell of a slide of our blood. Oh, you broke your leg when you were 5 years old. Yeah, how'd you know that? It's in your blood. Hello. And so what I started doing, this is way back with John Ray when dark field or live cell was coming online, we would have the practitioner, wasn't in the class, be reading things. So we said, all right, send this person in that with their blood work, and that guy read it out. And then I work with that person out loud in the group, in the class, in front of whatever number of people was. And I just worked with them on resentment, and then took another drop of blood, sent it in and to evaluate. This person didn't know whose blood it was. He was just doing his job evaluating. And he goes, well, this person, and I said, is this anyone you worked with today? No, this is totally a different person. And then he went on to share what this person had going on, and all their blood completely changed in 5 to 10 minutes. Now, was that a sneeze, Kay? 2. I like it. Not just 1. She is so clean and clear. She goes, I've had a dose of sneezolas. Very good for you. Thank you, dear. Those are confirmations or affirmations. Or I choose to know. Something like that. Whatever. All right. So now do you get, oh, wow. So for us to play the game for ourselves, I did this morning. I mean, if you could have been sitting in my cognitive awareness, where I'm going to share with you project management, which I will do today. And as I started to do it, my body was signaling to me my current project management information, inner formation, inner reformation, inner upgrades. And when I caught it, and then I would go, oh, that's fun and funny. I can share with, and my body's still going on. Then, oh, wow. So I go in that to do. Yeah. More stuff about my project management. And I thought about that for a minute, and even going now, what was the first thing, even now, that was real. What was the first, the second, third? So I could remember. I don't remember now at all. I can, but that's not the point. It went on to so many different signals that I finally just surrendered the need to regurgitate it for my class today. And my being, because I asked, I was receiving about the idea theoretically of project management, I'm in the middle of upgrading. I mean, now I got to the point where every movement, everything going in me, I sped up, so to speak, to the velocity of love moving through my body with different signals in my body about who, what, when, where, why, and what we're doing and what's returning and action steps and all kinds of stuff to do. Wow. So now if I am the mundaner, where I go, right or wrong self. How many get the right or wrong? You know, how many shame, blame, guilt, right, wrong, good, bad, you, me, hot, cold. Why do we do the and I like David's over there going, hello, I'm clearing you. Hello. Got it. Eyebrows are, and how many now go sit on your hands, just sit on your hands? No, that clearing the way I've been seen or what I'm seeing or what I have seen on the feminine, receptive, intuitive side. But my biocomputer is working, so I integrate how I say this in the left and right hemisphere. That's integration, consciously point right there of my feeling side, my thought side. Thought I'd share that. So for me, I'm going, all right, dear God, what's my best way to help my world wake up to the miracle you are inside of us and through every signal you're giving us? That I'm in that. So vote my victory, vote our victory. How's that? So our world can wake up to grace, to the speed or velocity of love and of grace, where spirit breathes us every breath. We don't take a breath, we give ourselves breath. We agree with life instead of need to take life. All right, so now do you get, me too, I mean, I'm with you, it's not, no judgment. Why, when I've been in front of class teaching this stuff for decades, and if all of a sudden I get an itch on my left, let's say my left cheek, I would, even now maybe, I would go in and go, I don't like if I'm going to go fakeo bako as if I'm goofing while I itch my cheek because I know they're going to read me and something in me is embarrassed that they might read something. And again, so this is the theater thing. So again, many times when I'm traveling, I will be either by myself or with my travel team in a really good movie. We're the only ones in the whole theater at 1 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's our recess time. And how many know there's nobody live up there in the projection booth? It's all robotic. I mean, I intellectually know that. I'm choosing to have you have a sense of what happened when we fell from grace. So then all of a sudden I've got tears flowing. And so I'm okay because the next guy next to me, probably Adam or somebody else, is already, snorting and whatever, got tears going on. And so I'm over there going, taking the tears and putting them where they ought to be on my beard, just in case the robot up there is going, you're crying, So what I'm sharing with you is that embarrassment self is inherent in everyone. And that I believe, in my experience, the whole enchilada of the illusion is we're afraid to cry in public or feel in public. Is that stupid or what? I mean, how many of us, if there's an infant crying, a child crying, a human being crying, how many go, no, we don't do that. We take good care of them. I'm going to get that. Thou shalt put no false gods before me. For me is, if I am worried about what someone else thinks or judges me, I can't have my creator in me. How many going, so now, yes, how many get, all right, I still have my little self. And so we better confuse our language, for there is not anything they cannot do, is the edict of this quantum physics book, which some people call the Bible. We had better confuse their language. Who is the we? I believe all of our great selves did this. And we had better confuse how many of you have perceived yourself separate from your creator? Honestly, my God's out there and I've got to be good to get love. Do you? What would happen if we're built in love? So it's all a self-awareness. As we think in our heart, so are we, that kind of stuff. So now do you get, our body signals are accessing information, language. I wrote some things down. It's in my Word Made Flesh has got a whole bunch of these, but our language, sacred body language, accesses, leads, clears, identifies, directs, and repeats until we get it. There's way more, but that's enough for today. So now do you get, when I'm with someone else, my job is to see or vote their victory, not read the limitation, because it's not a limitation. I mean, me too. I mean, I'm not saying, you need to be right. I'm saying this is a big challenge. And it may have happened with everyone who fell to come to earth. To everyone that came to earth went through this, we had better confuse our language, for there is not anything they cannot do. The humanity at that time, still going on today, was that they're building the Tower of Babel for fear they would be cast around the world without a name. So they're making a tower name for themselves outside of themselves. And God goes, we had better confuse their language, for there is not anything they cannot do. And then humanity was cast around the world without a name, with a confused language. And our name is I Am. So frequently individuals, when I work with them, will say, it feels like you are not in it unless you left your body. And that may have happened to everyone who came to earth. So how much compassion are you going to have for everybody on earth? Let's talk. And the amount of compassion you have for others must first be delivered to ourselves to be effective. This is pretty high level stuff today, kids. Yes or no? How many are going, okay, then. Yes, me love me. How many have something to go, no, you don't? How many have, come on, how many have a little talk back? Anyone? How many have a little, only one? Wendy Sue, 1.5. We have 1 and 1 3/4. Just kidding. Edwards. Hello. I'm reading the numbers of no, just kidding. Not wrong. How many like that? Full hand up. How many love the idea of going, all right. I recommit. Those that just did master commitment and are in the middle of that, you can still do it. How many love the idea? I recommit to loving me, all of me, not just what's good, what's right, what's pretty. How many love? All right. So now I have a sense, by grace, all of that happened for me, of voting victory, seeing perfection, seeing what my trained eye and reading eyes did to limit others and therefore limit me. If you see a twig in your brother's eye, take the log or beam out of your own. That is crystal clear for me. That's why I use scripture. I used to be a closet scripturer. Got it? Because when I grew up, there are a lot of religions, most people ran because there's a bunch of humans in there pretending to be spiritual or whatever. Not wrong. That was my experience. And so I love scripture, but many people, if I said anything in scripture, they'd be going, oh my God, it's religion. And they'd run the other way. So I would secretly study scripture. And then one day I realized, when quantum physics came out, I'm going, they're the same thing. I can talk about scripture as quantum physics. And then people went, I'm not sure yet, but I haven't run. So I'm going to get, all right. So the whole thing, the scripture thing, is not religion. That's what humans did to it. All religions are designed, not yours or mine. Huh? All religions are designed, not yours or mine. Huh? Please know what I'm doing with you. Are designed to define and separate. How many are going, well, let's find a way to be spirit rich, y'all, which is a Southern term, spiritual, spirit rich, y'all, all y'all. And then we can practice our faith in whatever way we choose. And whether we call it religions or not, I'm a Christian, or somebody might say that. And people come to me and they go, I didn't realize I was going to get on the stump today, but here I am. Bob, are you a Christian? In scripture, the word Christians are used in my finding 2 times, which means the follower of Christ. I am told not to follow Christ. Paul, Christ is in you unless you fail the test. So how can I follow something that's in me? Are you starting to get, I'm just being law. I'm being a straight up law. So I like somebody who's living Christ in them. Anyone? The anointed self. And I believe every single person I met has a Christ in them, an anointed self. They may not use those words. It's cool for me, whatever they use. But how many love, man, oh man, oh man, okay. So now with this body language stuff doesn't vibrate to where I was talking with Abe about this yesterday. Like right now, we're going to be translating all our stuff at some point to all the primary languages on the planet. And like for Spanish, we've translated a Language of Mastery, and we have the Spanish version of the book, and then we have the English version of the book. And the person I worked with, Jose Ricardo Fuentes, who's a genius man, would share, we can't use that upgrade like I can, am, I will, I choose, I have, love, regret, and joy, because some of that idiomatically doesn't go directly in. So the translator has to understand the consciousness of the translation to be able to move it in a way that fits the consciousness of someone. And what I shared is body language is universal. It's the same for every tongue. The pre-verbal, the kids that are born, from the moment we see them until they start to be able to speak at whatever age that is. So it's called pre-verbal until they actually can speak. They still have thoughts going on inside. They have language going on inside. They're just not hooked up to be able to wag their tongue in that direction. But their body language will still be saying the same thing. A Spanish-speaking person, a Chinese-speaking person, a Swahili-speaking person will have, and maybe different cultural comments and things like, how many know in Italian something's going on? Hello. Yes, like forget about it. How many know that? And many times when we reverse that, remember about it. Whatever. So if you know how funny this whole thing is for me, that was potentially funny, but I know that it's a pun instead of a pun when I have to tell you there was a pun. So I thought I'd share a little, and that's where punishment comes from, where it's not quite a pun, it's a punish. And when it's a punish, it's all right. I thought I'd share that as well. So now do you get, when you get in front of the mirror, you love everything you see, yes or no? Anyone else? And how many get it? Edward's over, yeah, Edward's had it hooked up. Some are going, wait. How many get, you mean I have to love everything? Not at all. Which one's stronger, my words or my body language? Body language. How many get, you mean I got to love the stuff I don't love? If you're going to be effective in your life, yes. And how many like to help other people? How many like that? So how many go, well, you mean I got to love myself first? Yes, because if I'm judging me, but saying, oh, you love you, I'm telling them I'm lying my butt off. And how many have done it? How many have been with your kids going, don't do as I do, do as I say? That's do-do. Don't do as I do as I say. So how many get, whatever you've done unto the least of these, scripture, whatever you've done unto the least of these, God says you've done unto me. The least of us in the kahuna, they have a middle self, a low self, the least of these, and a great self. Middle self, conscious mind, low self, feeling world. And our God talks to us through our feeling world. Great self. So whatever we do to our own feeling world, we broadcast everywhere. So now, do you understand, for me, if I see a limitation in someone else, I get to take the log or beam out of my own. Talk to me on that. How many can get the concept? And how many have been seeing logs or twigs or beams in yourself? So now do you get, all right, I forgive my inequity. Love is forgiving. Patricia's son taught me this when I was 27 years old. Love is forgiving and giving and giving. When I heard her say those words is when I started to wake up to what forgiving and giving and giving is. It was way different than what I understood it to be at that point. Now, when we forgive and love ourselves completely, even if we can't forgive ourselves, we forgive ourselves that we can't forgive ourselves. How many love that? I hate that I can't. All right. I forgive that I can't. No. I forgive that I forgive that I can't. No. I forgive that I can't forgive that I can't forgive that I can't forgive that I almost forgave that I didn't quite forgive it. At some point, when you let it be okay, there's not okay, there's not okay. That okay is light coming in and it floods everything and wins. Love wins, light wins. So now in the body language that I'm going to demonstrate with you with this exercise, even now I'm still doing it. Oh my God. I finally just relaxed my need to share and remember all my little signals that went on, were like 30 of them. And because I just contemplated project management with all my class today, all are alive people. And then I started to project manage my body answer. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door shall be open. For those who have eyes, let them see it. For those who have ears, let them hear. And then I literally went, oh yeah. And I literally woke up or sped up, whatever the words are, to being my answer received and understood with confirming body language simultaneously when my awareness woke it up. I didn't have to use a scratch to get me to go, oh, I'm driving. I was already at that stage, but my body was still doing its inner conversation. So now how many like the idea of speeding up, not hurry, just quickening your vibration to the velocity of love? How many know there's older memories, like resentment is kind of slow? Yes or no? Rage is kind of reactive instead of active, destructive instead of constructive. Yes or no? I'm going to get that. All right. So now do you get, when we get to the point of grace, we are aware of grace, we enter grace. So seek ye first the kingdom. This is part of every class really, but the scriptural statement, and if you ever get a chance to hear my story on that, it's amazing. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness. Seek ye first. I mean, I did this for 28 days in a row. Waking up saying that, I didn't even know it was me saying it in the beginning. I heard it and I woke up, and then the angels were pushing on my diaphragm, moving my larynx and my throat and my tongue, and I was speaking while I was sleeping. So I'm going to get the angels are going, he's not going to read the book. He's just not going to read it. So we're going to have him say scripture. And we didn't, that was way back in the 1800s, what I call it. So we didn't have Bible Gateway to look it up. Let me get that. So I didn't know seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and all else should be added unto. I didn't know where that came from. Janae. And when I finally woke it up, it's like, well, how did that? I had to just surrender. I'm going to get, oh my God, that came from God through me, for me. So I'm past it. Seek ye first. I'm going to get it. The kingdom of heaven, which is in our heart. How many know the kingdom of heaven is right inside your heart? Mine too. Anyone having fun? And how do I seek my heart? It's my heart's top call, my heart's top directive, my heart's top priority. First priority, first. And so if my heart says breathe, I breathe. If my heart says call Aunt Martha, I call Aunt Martha. So seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness. That took me a while. Righteousness. I thought it was being right. Righteous, right useness, right action. And all else shall be added unto you. And I was like, how can you do that? You mean God? I'm talking my version of, conversation with God, Bob's conversation with God version, so to speak. Well, so you mean to say I do all this and you heal my dad? and you do this, you do, every answer was yes, 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 yes. So how do you do that? I finally had a frame I could put it in. See, when I seek first, my heart's top number one priority, and take action, righteousness, right use. All else is added unto me. And that all is God, all God. They're the same word. All, there's only one thing that's all, that's God. And grace is all. So when I'm obedient to my heart's first directive and take action, not just aware, take action, I enter grace, the velocity of love. That's available right now for every one of us. That's why the whole thing is already resurrected. We're the last to know. Scripture, before you have asked, I've answered. So our miraculous life is right now, right here, right now. Our healed life, our happy family, our secure children, educated, our immaculately pristine, secure schools, our harmonious nations are right here, right now. And it's nothing to do outside. Even though we'll do things outside, it all happens on the inside. As we think in our heart, so are we. So then now we'll take body language. How many recommit your version, whatever that is, at the next level of your being to see perfection in yourself? Cool. How many know? How many had a little bit of like going on? How many had a little self in there going, I choose to make this fun and easy. Just add that in. I choose to make this fun and easy. A good friend of mine, Dr. Kuno Bauer, we call him Kuno Bach Flower, those that know about Bach flowers. And he would get in the middle of coaching way back when I lived in Annapolis, and he says, I choose to know. And most of us are looking down at our shoes because we didn't quite understand that he meant I choose to know, but he was using his accent. I choose to know. Anyway, I thought I'd share that. So now, how many of you choose to know? I choose to love myself. Even if I can't, I choose to. All right, now, we're going to ask a question on project management. How many of you have vote victory? Yes, vote victory. Everybody voting victory? Yes. And that's not enough. Bobbleheads, please. How many of you are voting victory? At 125%, I am my own. Said, I am my own permanent victory in the light. I am my own permanent victory in the light. I am God in action. I am that I am my own permanent victory in the light. You say it until every cell in your body lights up. The mind goes quiet because God has spoken. Peace, be still, and know I am God. Yeah. I mean, yes. How many? Come on, that's what starts to happen. Spirit breathes you. And then I add frequently, we are, just so I can be a little more like ninja about it. I guarantee if you'll do that sound, if something's not going right over a counter with someone, excuse me, Mr. Stevens, it's not in. If I will go, we are, they're going to fix it. How many know they're going to fix it? Come on, how many get it? If you go wild and crazy right there, like, I'll be right back. We're going to see in the back room. We got one that we don't sell, but we're going to sell it to you if you would just be quiet, please. How about thought? How about limitations in yourself? Go wild. Don't go, I can't. No, you can't. I can't. No, I can't. I can. How just, start doing wild and crazy stuff for your limitations. And they'll go, okay, I recommend. All right, I say yes if you just relax. How many get, come on. Yes, yeah, thank you. Edward, yes, my brother. Yeah. How many of you are going, well, that would be weird. Yes, it will. Come on, even now, how many going, yeah. All right, so now, project management. I vote my victory. I am my own permanent. You have to say that 500,000 times, say it 500 times, or you can go, I am my own permanent victory in light times 500,000, whatever you have to do to get it to work. Or I am that I am. When I first started doing I am decrees, my little I am got in there. So I would always say, I am that I am. the great opulence of God in my hands and use right now and continuously. My little self would squeak into the I am. No, I am that I am, that whatever you got to do. Now, how many have new outcomes projects are working on? I'll raise my hand. I got a whole bunch of them. Anyone? And if you don't, you better have, because gravity, if you keep the same trajectory, gravity's going to take you down. George Herbert wrote this thing, he begins to die who gives up his desires. The word desire means of the Father of the stars. How many going, all right, now that I've won the lottery of my spiritual supply, hello? Now that I can thrive in every moment, in fact, it's my job to thrive and ignite thriving everywhere I go. Now that I love miracles so much, I ignite miracles every moment without a clue of how. I have ways you know none of them, they're beyond finding out. Awesome. How many like just sitting and watching? Well, you'll see Mother Nature, see everything come and show you everything you need. Jess, and you can even scratch your back and clear all those burdens you've been carrying. How many know? Many of you would like to not, but how many know when you're doing this kind of stuff, you're like, look, she got a back scratch. I just got a new one, by the way. I use skin brushing when I do it, by the way. So I thought, I was wondering how you're getting all that. Hold that up again. Everyone, how many are going, I'll be having one of those. Thank you very much. With an extension, reach all the way to your low back and whatever. Okay.
What does it mean, back?
Well, you tell me. You've been in class long enough. Mic yourself.
I've been scratching for 5 years steady.
So now I restore what?
Restore my backbone?
Support. Some of our team are laughing. Deb, that was awesome. Victoria doing, yeah, she just started laughing. So now say I'm fully supported.
I am fully supported. Woo.
Oh, whole new consciousness coming in. Oh, either that or a Vulcan mind meld. I'm not sure. So thank you, dear. But instead of scratching, I'm like adding a decree or 500 in there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jess. I'm gonna get it. What does that mean? If you have this book, you can look up your spine and you'll be able to find out even every vertebrae is in the book. It's just so good for you. It might be a good thing to not only have the book, it might be a good idea to frickin' read the book. All you have to do is look up. Victoria, you're getting me laughing too hard here. No, just kidding. It's all right. Look, Victoria, honey, it's a good. Have at it. Laugh at it. So I'm going to get, you mean to say that I've had the answer the entire time? Anyone? How many know that's true? All right. So now project management, forgive me. We've been on a roll. These could all be like 9 hours long. How many get that? Yes. So, all right. So now project management. Jess found out I'm fully supported. Me too. When I was preparing the class this morning at 6:45, just contemplating what we'll do. I don't like, anyway, 6:45. And my body started telling me my victory dance and my project. And when I caught it, got a little bit, think, oh, that's cute. I'm going to share. And my body kept going. Oh, it's still going. And 3 or 4 times, and I finally, I'm not even going to contemplate remembering all this. I'm going to stay with the game because I'm literally rebuilding my victorious project into manifestation. I got to the speed of my body and my thought awareness was hooked up. How many love the idea of getting to the speed where you are aware and your body's confirming what you're doing? So it's not one and then the other. Awesome. All right, so project management. And again, we're going to do the vote victory, see perfection, play 125. I'm just reading any notes there. And by the way, I'm going to bring what Edward said. Essential oils I use now at every step. And it doesn't really matter which oil you use. Yeah, find the one you love, all that stuff. But essential oils set aside doubt or any filter. And again, Marion Jaeger, who looked like a female Merlin, better Merlin than anyone that we've seen in movies. Who walked to my shop, the story's there, read it. Thank you, Marion. Taught me about oils, and it's in the book. I mean, every one of those things is real. Every one is way more real than I thought even after I wrote the book. So I'm sharing that. So use oils. Why? Not just take them internally, not oil, just in oil infused supplements, not just gustav. Smell is the only cranial nerve and sensation that has no filter. Why? So if there's a fire, you can smell it, wake up, and save your life. That's what I make up about it. So now you use essential oils, always use the purest you can find. Got it? We can help you with that if you require it. And again, I'm going to reach everyone because there's so many people using essential oils that aren't necessarily the company that I use. So it's like, all right, we're going to help everybody with this. So now, if you will just simply name your project you're working on, something that is a project, I'm going to say a goal, an outcome, or something that is you're in the middle of or choose to manifest, something that's not yet completed. And then if you'll just notice, so raise your hand when you have the topic of the project. Right now, just write down the signals in the cascading order they happen. Write down in what your body is saying. Just notice, you don't have to translate, just notice where it is, and I'll give some examples. And tap the top of your head if you're complete. And also, do your stomach like this and tap your head. How many of you, how many have you ever seen some people, the right and left hemispheres? If I can do this tap and just do stomach rubs like that, both hemispheres are going, hey, I get along. But some people, and we've got a little bit of work to do to synchronize their hemispheres. That's the smelling one side and then the other, the one side and the other, and the oils. All right. Who's first? Mic yourself and wave. Go ahead, Claudia.
All right.
All right. So vote victory. Everybody vote victory. No writing or anything. You put your pen down. Thank you. Leslie's like, I'm voting victory. Vote victory. Awesome. Go ahead. So what were the signals? And you don't tell us the project.
Okay. So my left side, everything was shoulders and above. So left side of my neck.
All right. So why not? All right. So now is it time for you to know how to do? Come on. Do you see what happened for me? Is like, so these two fingers, I believe, is what you put out.
I did, and just the end of my nose.
I know. So it's like, so this is right hand. My mirror is reversed, but this is my right side. That was your right side. Mm-hmm. So this is direction, and this is God-given strengths, capturing the tip of the nose. The nose is I can and I will. The nose knows. This is our pie hole. This is our inspiration holes, or booger holes, depending on if you're blowing your nose or not. Anyway, so so we know that I'm directing myself with my God-given strengths to be able to inspire my world. Yes or no?
Yes.
So in one question, we found, this is the sacredness of it, an aspect of your mission in life. Yes or no?
Yes.
And have you up until this moment, given yourself permission to have your full power of inspiring your world?
No, not before now. No.
No, good. No, not before. No, until now. And now, I'm gonna get you have to sing a song. No, you don't. Okay, so now, so the neck is connecting thinking, knowing, and remembering with doing, about receiving, creating. So I now say, I know what to do.
I know what to do.
And I do what I know.
And I do what I know.
That's what the neck, shoulders, torso is doing. Head is thinking, knowing, and remembering. And then what was the next signal?
Oh, here it is. So Middle of the forehead, third eye.
Oh, okay. I know what to do and I do what I know. Share. This is visual cortex and third eyeball or cyclops, depending on who you are. Yes. So now have you got a vision to share with your planet or yourself?
Yes.
Are you wussing on yourself a little right now?
Yes.
How many saw that? She goes, if you can see my eyes, she
Yes.
goes,
Yeah.
no. Yes. But she closed her eyes. Not wrong. Vote her victory, kids. That's why this is sacred. You vote her victory. So, and emotional, yes or no, dear?
Yes.
And are you running or staying?
I'm not fully staying.
I didn't ask you what you're not doing.
I'm
Are you
crawling
running?
away.
Okay, that's it. So just say, it's okay.
It's okay.
I love if I run.
I love if I run.
I love my wuss self.
I love my wuss self.
I love myself as far as I run.
I love myself as far as I run.
Because how many made fear wrong? It's just, yo, fear, I love you. I touch and I stay. Now, have you had fear of shining your glorious, inspired vision, light? Have you had fear of that?
Yes.
Because even now, yes.
Yeah.
And not wrong, kids. I'm not doing this right or wrong. Can you hear her little, she's like at 2 or 3. Yes, I didn't quite. Yes or no? So mom and dad, did they encourage you to shine your light or did they tell you to stop pretending?
I don't know.
How long have you just held your breath?
A lot, quite a bit there. I held it. I did. I didn't realize it till you mentioned it, but I did.
So if we're holding our breath, we're holding our spirit. They're not wrong. Do you get, oh, okay. So now I try this. I give myself permission to inspire my world.
I give myself permission to inspire my world.
With my vision.
With my vision.
And my light.
And my light.
And my cyclops energy. Just kidding. You don't have to say that. All right. And then what was the next signal?
Eyes.
So, and what happened? What'd you do with your eyes?
I'm trying to remember. So kind of maybe like some pressure.
Oh, okay. Did you rub it or just feel?
No, just felt.
I love what I see.
I love what I see.
Here, listen. I love what I see.
Yeah.
Now I'll make it a fact.
I love what I see.
Say it again.
I love what I see.
And I love being seen.
And I love being seen.
Now, it's funny because her signal slowed down right then. Anybody see it? First, she was cruising along and it's accurate. And this one was, I heard, I love being seen. And then her mouth goes, I love being seen. Anyway, so how many know we can affect and effect both the internet by our internet? So now, any other signals, my dear?
Those are the 3.
So good. Okay, so now, and this is the 4th, yes?
Mm-hmm.
So now, what's your mission? What's your project? So you don't name it, but so do you have a project that this confirms?
I don't know how it connects up to it, but everything we went through is correct. But
so now connect to it. This is important. Is it time for you to connect with your vision, your project?
Yes.
What do you have to do to connect with your project, your victory of your project?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind is accept it. But then I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense.
And I see it.
But
I see it. And again, my people perish for lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of vision, scripture. So I'm going to let's start realizing eyes don't just take in to see pictures. Eyes project pictures. This is part of where quantum physics came in. You know, the professor that told the students, 300 students, whatever, that they're going to mix this and this and this in the Petri dish. And he told them the wrong thing. Only what he told them was what they produced. And that's where the scientific, educational, intelligence community went, something happened. And we realized the observer makes a difference. So now, so hold on. So now I give myself permission to see
I give myself permission to see
What?
perfection.
Vague.
Okay, so I give myself permission to okay, what jumped in my head was to deserve it.
Say it.
Okay, so I give myself permission to know I deserve it.
Not to know. I
Not
give
to
myself
know.
permission to deserve
I give myself permission to deserve
what?
the house we've been
Good.
trying to move
Now
into.
say my house.
My house.
Say it again.
I'm actually surprised, but I'm emotional. I give myself permission to deserve my house.
Say it again.
I give myself permission to deserve my house.
And is it going to be a house or a home?
Home.
Do it all again.
I give myself permission to deserve my home.
No, and everyone, if you
No.
can hear the words are being challenged because the frequencies are happening and they're dissolving and shifting old patterns into new patterns. Yes or no, dear?
Yes.
And then the neck, I know how to do this. I do and I know. Now say it again. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission to deserve my new home.
Say it again.
I give myself permission to deserve my new home.
Say it again. Don't, and when you contract, any of us, when we contract like that, keep going. You're going to go until the fact of what you're saying becomes your truth in you. And if any of us, we back out because we're getting emotional, don't back out. We're moving from emotion into motion. Say it again, dear.
I give myself permission to deserve my new home.
Say it again.
I give myself permission to deserve my new home.
Now, are you trying to say this without crying?
Yes, not as much as a minute ago, but yes.
Yes, not as much. Yes, not as much as, and that's the nose. Got it. So now you don't hide it, just jump in again. Imagine you're working with a little 3-year-old child. That's our emotional body, 3 years old. And you're going to stay with that child until they're awesome. Go for it. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission to deserve my new home.
Say it again.
I still have the problem with saying home.
Yeah, you think? How many of you had a little issue at home?
Yeah.
How many did? How many have to rebuild home? How about I give myself permission and then upgrade the word home into my divine home, my loving home, my secure home, I'm priming the pump. You tell me. I give myself permission.
I give myself permission to deserve my loving home.
Say it again.
I give myself permission to love my
Say it. That's it.
to love my home.
Say it. Thank you. Say it again.
I give myself permission to love my home.
Say it again.
I give myself permission to love my home.
Welcome home, Claudia. And first of all, thank you for your courage to step forward.
Thank you.
You're the first hand up.
You're welcome.
And my request is you be proud of what you feel right now. As if you were working with a beautiful little 3-year-old little girl who was able to shine through and do something that in the past she wasn't able to do. And think of your lineage, both mom and dad's side, on all the way back on your lineage, what you're resurrecting for your ancestors right now. And for your family. Do you have children?
Yes.
How many
Grandchildren.
yes. How many heard the little clearing? That's like clear. Yes.
And grandchildren.
Yeah. So now they're all in the middle of this, honey. So you do this and they get it. Clear?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome. Good job. We did it. Thank you, Claudia. Comments, kids, and then we're going to sign off. Comments. What'd you get? Or what was strong? Yes, go ahead, Leslie.
I was moved with Claudia.
So you're moving in with? No, just kidding.
Yes, I've been invited to.
How cool
So
is
the
that?
tears were flowing along
Yes,
with
ma'am.
Claudia.
Awesome. Me
Thank you.
as well, just so you know, me as well. Wendy.
I start crying when this earth and the emotions that I felt at home growing up. So I have desires to
Well, what I recommend you do is give yourself the same decree and say it till you get it. Are you looking at us or are you looking off in the wild blue yonder? Yeah, if so, I recommend you make contact with us instead of be off. Look at that. Out of here. And go victory. Do the decrees. And again, this little self, all y'all, I forgive me. I touch and I stay. Yo, tears, I forgive me. Yo, sadness, I forgive you. I touch and I stay. And we begin to come in. What Claudia did, Claudia's been involved for a bit of time. Yes or no, Claudia?
Yes.
Are you way stronger now and coming all the way into your being than when you first started? Yes or no?
Yes.
I like that. Yes. She started, her first answer was guarded. Honey, will you marry me? How many know? Ain't quite enough. But Claudia went, and this is for Wendy as well. Yes. Both. Yes. First response, which is backwards. And how many know and or I don't know is which is both of them. All both yes and no. So now do you get, I say yes to me, I say yes to me, I say yes to me. Awesome.
I say yes to me.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else? Anyone? So we're all moving in with Claudia. Figure it out. And mute yourself if you would. And Denise, where's Denise? Wave so I can find you. Go ahead, dear.
This whole thing has been so powerful from early on. Something that you were helping us learn. I was flooded with emotion, and I'm gonna have to rewatch this. I just know it's like, oh my gosh! There was so much. It was so packed full, and yeah, that's all I'll say. But
oh, beautiful, beautiful. And again, that's why we record it. How many know instead of having to write all that out, it'd be better just to sit and then review and take notes like the 5th time through. I mean, how helpful is that? So, all right. And a quick thing I am designing because of our new team, brand new training that we're going to offer to our planet. It's going to be about becoming automatic conscious with conscious language. How many realize, I mean, we can read the book, we can have all that, and still I want and I need and I can't and I should and I feel like and it. So I have a way to create an experiential series of things where we wake up into not saying it right anymore. We speak from our heart, where conscious language is operational and functioning. It's already installed. How many of you have ever bought software and then your IT person comes along and says, why'd you buy that? It's already on your computer. All you got to do is hook it up, lay it. So how many realize that pure speech is already operational or we wouldn't exist? That's what body language is. It's a form of divine consciousness. How many notice that your body language is always telling you something? How many have seen the translation is either close or always accurate? I mean, yes, when Claudia goes, ah, and it was just out of nowhere, these 2 fingers went up and grabbed her nose. Ow! Let go. No, I mean, that's pretty common. How many know I'm going to shine this the light of mine. I'm going to hold my nose. I'm going to pinch the end of my nose. So, no, I'm going to get, our body is doing frequency specific stuff that our little cognitive mind might not be sharp enough to produce. It's called divine intelligence. So anyway, just get ready because this is going to be a high end deal. We're going to bring it after the going to aroma sharing on the 14th, 15th of this month. And it's boot camp. It's just get in practice until you wake the language of your heart up, not till you learn it. So just know that's coming. Any other announcements? Anyone? All right. Vote victory. Remember, look in the mirror, stare for the next 400 days or 5 minutes with commitment until you love everything you see. I recommend you sit on the toilet as well while you're doing it, because there may be cleansing that goes on. Thank you all.